test right now to make sure that Max and Camila do not get sick before school starts. But anyways, I'm gonna give you guys a little story of what happened yesterday, and I feel like I've been so MIA with like being online and stuff, and just working in general because of everything that's been going on with Mateo. And I'll have a video up for you guys this week to just kind of recap you guys, but it has been a rough couple of weeks, to be honest, with just everything going on with the baby. But Mateo got his MRI on Friday. He was fine. We were chilling. I told you guys I was coming down with something. Obviously, I'm all better. It was like allergies. I was just really congested, sore throat, and nothing major, you know. So I already knew that Mateo was gonna end up catching whatever I had if it wasn't allergies, because he's with me all day. He's like on top of me. I kiss him all time. Like, I'm always kissing him, and I'm always like smothering him. I did try my best to wear a mask during that time because I didn't want him to. I already knew, like, I felt it in my gut that it was gonna happen. So we ended up leaving Stockton on Monday morning, and we left pretty early. And then we were driving home, and Mateo was looking like he was like feeling a little sick. So I gave him some Tylenol, and he fell asleep. And then while we're driving home, obviously our drive is 5 hours from Stockton to where I live. I noticed that he was looking a little like lethargic, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it kind of looked like he was having a seizure, but not really. It was honestly the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. But he was like kind of just like looking aside, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, am I tripping? And then Elisa was like, that looked weird. I was like, I know. So I start panicking because obviously it looked different than like his normal febrile seizures, right? So he's in the car seat, you know, Elisa pulls over, I get him out, and I'm just like trying to have him calm down because he looked like he was just kind of like, I don't know, like he was just out of it. So then I'm panicking because I'm still driving. I'm on Highway 5, like I'm on Freeway 5. And that freeway doesn't have a lot of stops. It's basically like all road, you know? So I was like, oh my God, like if something was to happen and like in case of an emergency, like what am I gonna do? And then going through the grapevine, and like I was just thinking about every scenario possible. Like, oh my God, like if something happens, like how long is it gonna take for an ambulance to get here? And like I was just panicking, right? Long story short, we make it to LA, and I was just praying. I like was just so happy and so thankful that we made it home. We were home, and we get here, and then tell me why when we get here a freaking bat flies into the house. A freaking bat. They've been flying around everywhere in our neighborhood at night. I was like, bitch, who the fuck invited you to my house? So in the middle of all of that happening, I'm calling over the phone to like get somebody to come and basically get the bat out, because Ulises wasn't gonna like whoosh, especially because bats, like, they carry fucking rabies, bro. Like, we weren't trying to risk it flying and like biting someone or attacking somebody. I don't know. So we left it where it was at, and we called an exterminator, and then they came. If you guys follow Ulises' Snapchat, he posted it. But yeah, the little fucking bitch was just flying around, and we were all in the room to make sure that like none of the kids got near it or anything, because then we were gonna have to go to the freaking hospital to go get a rabies shot. Okay, so all of that is happening while Mateo was sick. Okay, so you guys could already imagine how drained and emotionally exhausted I am at this point. Okay, like, I'm so happy I went was just so much happening. So we get home and Mateo has a fever and he's spiking up a fever pretty high. So we end up just taking him to the ER so they can check him to make sure that he's okay and test him for like anything else and make sure that he's fine, because obviously that seizure looked a little weird. So when we get to the ER, I explained to them what I thought was like an absent seizure, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna have you talk to neurology, which I already have been talking to neurology about Mateo, and they end up telling us that Mateo's MRI results were in from Friday. So I was so happy when they told me that the results were in, and then neurology comes in and they tell us that everything looked good in Mateo's MRI, that there was no signs of any scarring of epilepsy, anything like with tumors, no blood, like no bleeding, no signs of any abnormalities. His brain is exactly the size that it's supposed to be for his age, and I literally just start like thanking God, and I was so emotional, and I was just so happy to hear that everything came out good, and we weren't supposed to get his results until Friday. So I was just so happy to hear that everything was good, and I was like, oh my God, like it was so good that we ended up going to the hospital, because they were able to tell us that. And then neurology ended up coming in and they were like, I don't think you have anything to be concerned about. You know, he's gonna keep having the febrile seizures because unfortunately, you know, you've had them and your husband has had them. There's a big history of febrile seizures in your family. You just kind of have to, you know, get through them, and you know, he's gonna be okay. The main concerns that we had were, you know, if he was showing any signs of epilepsy or anything damaging to the brain, and his CT, MRI, and EEG all came out clear. So that's the good news that I wanted to share with you guys, because you guys have been asking me and sending me DMs, and I appreciate you guys checking in on me. But his results did come out perfect, so I was so happy to hear that. So yeah, so now we're just trying to figure out like how we're gonna keep him, you know, from not having the seizures. Unfortunately, it's something that I guess I'm gonna have to just deal with, and I mean, I'd rather deal with that than anything else, you know what I mean? And I'm so happy that it wasn't anything worse, because that was like my biggest fear. So we had great news yesterday, although I'm emotionally drained of just everything that's been happening. I feel so happy that we got some good news. So he's still sick, like he's still under the weather. I was gonna go back to work today. If you guys follow us on Snapchats, because the hard part about it sometimes is like, if I'm not working, it puts a lot of pressure on me, because like if I'm not working, you know, I'm like, nothing is really happening, nothing's moving, I'm not making money, and like I know that that's not important, but like I still have bills to pay, and it gets hard sometimes when like life just throws things at you. But then part of me, I feel like also life was trying to just have me slow down, because I've been like so go that I don't ever take time to just breathe, you know. So like I was gonna go back to work today. Obviously I didn't, because of what happened with Mateo, but I think I'm gonna take a couple of days off and go back maybe weeks. So I'm hoping by tomorrow he'll be A1, because I also have to go uniform shopping for the kids and get them ready for school. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here, my internet tias and besties. Sometimes I feel like I need to update you guys because I know a lot of you guys are super concerned and stuff, so